Hey my lovely darlings, welcome to this video about self-sabotage. I want to talk to you about why I personally think that the word self-sabotage should be deleted from your mental dictionary and why I think that it's a very unhelpful word. Self-sabotage to me is neither an accurate term nor a helpful term. To me, wording and terminology are very, very different. And I think if you walk a psychological path or a spiritual path, you know that words have a lot of power. Our concepts about the things that we experience are expressed in words. And depending on which words you use, it reflects the concept that you have in your mind about a certain thing. Now, just a reminder, you'll find an index in the description box below, so you can jump to whatever part of the video interests you most. Let me first define what self-sabotage is. It is a blanket term for all the behaviors that we have that we feel are not conducive or not helpful to what we think are our goals or our endeavors. Basically, we are thinking that some part of us is sabotaging us in our search for finding our own highest good and aligning with it. Sabotage on its own is a conscious act of trying to ruin someone else's endeavors, trying to get the other hand over someone. You know it from warfare mostly, when you're trying to undermine the efforts of someone else in order to gain superiority. Now, the first question we ask ourselves is, where does this unhelpful behavior actually come from? It originates from a part of your psyche, sometimes buried very, very deep in your subconsciousness, that believes it is helping you to align with your highest good. It believes it is helping you to survive. And honestly, it has probably good reasons why it is telling you not to go to that party or telling you to rather keep scrolling on your phone than be productive. And these practices that it makes you repetitively employ in its mind, in this part of your mind, serve you and help you and protect you. Whereas your conscious self that says, I want to be successful, I want to earn more money, I want to have a great relationship, I want to find more friends, is basically feeling like it's being hindered by this part of your psyche. And of course, the easiest thing you can do is to demonize it, is to say, this part of me is sabotaging me and I don't know why. It's trying to hurt me. It's trying to stand in my way. But the truth is, this part of your psyche isn't trying to hurt you. It's trying to save you. And only by listening to it and by finding out why you're not going to that party or why you're not going to the casting call even though you want to be an actor or anything that you feel like you're hindering yourself from. You have to find out what the reason is, and only you can know the root of it. Now, the reasons can be various, of course. For example, you might have a fear of rejection that originates from a problematic relationship that you had, and that's why you can't get into a new relationship. Or you're afraid of success because your parents always worked long hours, and success for you equals long hours and never seeing your family. So you might have to find out that redefining success is what will help you. And the roots can be various for this behavior, for this fearful and unhelpful behavior, but they are still legitimate. They are real. It's not like some part of you is trying to sabotage you for no reason, just to hurt you. I can only say again, it's trying to help you. The crux is, by calling it self-sabotage, you are demonizing this part of your psyche that wants to be heard and wants to be healed. It's like saying that your parents are sabotaging your teenage freedom and existence because they don't want you to stay out all night and party. And that's probably how a lot of people felt. You felt like, why are my parents doing this? They are sabotaging me. They don't want what I want. They don't want the best things for me. But obviously, they had a point. Their concerns might have been legitimate. They are caring, they are protecting, they are loving. And these protective parts of your psyche sometimes also have a point in a very twisted, roundabout way. Now, let's talk about how we can rephrase it. If I say you shouldn't use the word anymore or shouldn't think of the concept in that way, then I got to give you an alternative, and this is it. So if you are focused on finding a term, on giving this child a name, this issue that you have, then give it a specific name. Find out whether it's a fearful behavior, a sad recurring behavior, an angry pattern. Don't just use a blanket term. Self-sabotage is a blanket term that will not bring you any further. If you tell yourself, oh, I'm self-sabotaging again, that doesn't tell you as much as when you say, oh, this fear of being rejected by people is surfacing right now, and that's why I don't want to go to that party, or that's why I'm not going on that date. So be as specific as possible, and don't just say, I'm struggling with self-sabotage. Be specific. But honestly, rather than trying to give this behavior a name and finding out what you want to call it, it's more important to focus on actually addressing the fears, the pains, obviously, and address your recurring anger about things that people say to you. Address your fear of going to parties or anything that bothers you and where you feel like something is standing in your way, because these parts aren't trying to sabotage you. These parts of your psyche, you can even give them names. You can give them personalities, like a lazy personality or an unproductive personality or a total social anxiety personality. And you can then recognize these patterns better, like, oh, this is her again. This is that part of me that is so afraid of social interaction. And by doing this, you give them the space that they need in order to heal, so that in the end, they will be able to maybe only whisper their concerns, but not yell them in your mind and completely make this inescapable cage for you where you feel like you can't act, you have anxiety, maybe depression. And because these parts aren't trying to sabotage you, they are trying to save your life, that's why you have to listen to them. Let them know why you don't need saving right now, why you don't need to be saved from a party or a big work event, or why you can just do the thing, do the thing. And then eventually these parts will calm down. Just like when you show your parents that you are responsible, that you can be trusted, they will start understanding, okay, if she wants to stay out at night, we can still be sure that she will be okay. So that is why these parts of your psyche sort of want to be treated like your parents. They want to know, are you really going to be okay, even if I leave you alone, even if I don't tell you to not work long hours or to not go to that date? Are you sure you'll be okay? They are sort of obsessive like that. And once you prove to them, yes, you have it under control, you've resolved the issues and resolved the root cause of why this fear or this sadness or this anger comes up, then they will become calm. Now, if you feel like you have a behavior like this that you want to tackle, then I'm more than open to working with you. Just send me a message. I usually work with tarot and use it as a psychological counseling tool in order to help you uncover your fears, your sadnesses, your angers. I also want to take a second to thank all the new subscribers. It's really amazing to me to see that my channel is growing and that you guys want to hear this, I guess. And yeah, even if it's not a lot, there's still a little bit every day, and it makes me very happy. And it makes me especially happy when you comment and when you interact and when you have suggestions for me. So yes, thank you. I love you. I wish you the best of days, the best of weeks, everything good. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.